Hello everyone. Welcome back to Inspire the Vision. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and complex aspects of American democracy, the election process. If you've ever wondered how the United States picks its leaders, including the president, members of Congress, and even local officials, you're in the right place. This process is packed with history, strategy, and a whole lot of important steps, so let's break it down step by step and make it easy to follow. Whether you're new to the topic or just want to understand it better, by the end of this video, you will have a clear picture of how American democracy works. Ready? Let's get started. First, let's talk about why elections matter. Elections are the foundation of democracy, and in the United States, they allow people to have a direct say in who governs them. These elections determine who will make crucial decisions about policies that affect everyone, from healthcare and education to taxes and national defense. But elections are about more than just choosing a president every 4 years. Americans also vote to elect members of Congress, governors, and local leaders. These elections happen regularly and shape everything from state laws to city budgets, making them just as important, if not more important, than the presidential race. The more involved citizens are in these elections, the more they can influence the direction of their communities, states, and country. So now, let's take a look at how the presidential election process works. The journey to the White House doesn't start on election day, it actually begins nearly 2 years before, with primaries and caucuses. This is where each political party, usually the Democrats and Republicans, chooses their candidate to run for president. The primaries and caucuses are held in each state, but they're not the same. In primaries, voters cast secret ballots, just like in a general election. In caucuses, on the other hand, voters gather in person to discuss the candidates and vote publicly. The first primary event usually takes place in New Hampshire, and the first caucus is in Iowa. These early states are crucial, as they can help shape the momentum for the rest of the election cycle. Once the primaries and caucuses are over, the parties hold their national conventions. These conventions are major events that take place in the summer before the general election. It's here that the delegates chosen during the primaries officially nominate their party's candidate for president. This is also when the candidates announce their running mates, usually a vice presidential candidate, and the party's platform, or set of policies, is laid out for the nation. The conventions are packed with speeches, cheers, and a lot of media attention. It's a time for parties to unite, rally their supporters, and start the final push toward election day. Now that the candidates are officially nominated, the real campaigning begins. Campaigning is where things really heat up. Presidential candidates travel across the country, holding rallies, making speeches, and participating in debates. They focus heavily on swing states, those states that are unpredictable and could go either way, like Florida, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. In these states, every vote matters, so candidates work extra hard to win over voters. Campaign ads, social media, and even TV debates become a huge part of the race. These ads and debates are often where the candidates' key messages and differences really come to light. Finally, we reach election day. This is the big day, when millions of Americans go to the polls to cast their votes for president, vice president, and other elected officials. But here's the thing, in the US, the president is not directly elected by popular vote alone. Instead, the country uses the Electoral College system. Here's how it works: each state has a set number of electoral votes, based on its population size. So, bigger states like California or Texas have more electoral votes, while smaller states like Wyoming or Vermont have fewer. When people vote on election day, they are actually voting for a group of electors who are pledged to vote for their chosen candidate. To win the presidency, a candidate needs to secure 270 out of 538 electoral votes. This system sometimes leads to situations where a candidate wins the popular vote, the total number of votes across the country, but doesn't win enough electoral votes to claim the presidency. This has happened a few times in history, most recently in 2000 and 2016. But, remember, the presidential election is just one part of the process. Congressional elections are just as important, if not more important, because Congress holds a lot of power in shaping the laws and policies of the nation. Every 2 years, Americans vote for members of Congress. All 435 seats in the House of Representatives are up for election, and about a third of the 100 seats in the Senate are contested. Senators serve 6-year terms, but every 2 years, elections happen to fill the open seats. These elections determine who will represent the people in Washington, D.C., and who will help pass laws that affect everyone's lives. And of course, beyond federal elections, there are state and local elections. States elect governors, state legislators, and sometimes even judges. Local elections determine who will be the mayor, school board members, and even city council members. These positions might not get as much media attention, but they have a huge impact on day-to-day life in your community. For example, governors decide on state budgets, education policies, and healthcare programs, while mayors handle things like local policing, housing, and infrastructure. Now, we can't ignore the challenges and issues that exist within the American election system. Voter turnout tends to be lower during non-presidential elections, and some states make it harder to vote by enforcing strict voter ID laws or limiting early voting. Gerrymandering, the process of drawing district boundaries to favor one party, can also have a big impact on election outcomes. And of course, there's always the issue of misinformation, false or misleading information spread through social media and other channels that can confuse or mislead voters. These challenges often spark debates about election reform and ways to make the process more accessible and fair for everyone. But despite these challenges, the American election system remains a powerful way for citizens to shape their future. Voter engagement is actually on the rise, with more young people and diverse communities getting involved in the process. Technology is also helping, making it easier to register to vote and access information about candidates and policies. So, now that we've gone through the process, what do you think? Does it make you feel more connected to how elections work? Do you think the system is fair, or is there room for improvement? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to keep learning about how the world works, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Inspire the Vision. We'll keep exploring, discovering, and inspiring each other along the way. Thanks for watching, visionaries. Stay informed, stay inspired, and as always, keep dreaming big. Until next time.